Hi, this is Eric. I'd like to introduce you to my friend Kristine. She's become a masterful musician, an incredible performer, and has the best command of the English language of anyone I know. When we met, I immediately realized she wasn't your average suburban white girl rapper with a degree from Stanford. She was the real deal.
Well, my name is Kristine, and I am a musician. I make music that is ever changing. I'm still kind of figuring it out. When I started making music, I wanted to be clever, and I was trying to get like a rise out of people, which is definitely not my mentality anymore. I think, probably as I was ending college, I was starting to really write music that had an emotional valence to it that was new. And there were also like a few people who kind of started to take an interest in a bigger way that felt to me like I was on the right path. I met a college booking agent, and actually that guy is the reason I met my manager, Seth. Seth ended up coming out to San Francisco. We met, played some music, all this stuff, and I liked him. I had a good feeling about it, seemed cool, and we decided to start working together in like a trial capacity. I had a song that kind of all of a sudden did really well on the internet. There was all of a sudden this like crazy momentum, and Seth and I had really just met, kind of, and he's like getting calls from labels, and a lot of good things started happening, and Seth and I were both kind of thrown into this like pit of insanity, It was kind of cool going through it together. A little bit after that is when I came out to New York and signed a publishing deal and signed a record deal. Felt like all the stars were aligning in that last year. Thought, okay, this is how it's gonna go, I'm gonna sign this thing and sign the next thing and put out my record, and people are excited. And so I was actually in Miami working with Pharrell the day that like the official papers came. They got sent to the studio. I signed them. I ended up going to dinner, like a celebratory dinner or whatever. And later that night ended up vomiting, which, looking back seems eerily symbolic of what was to come.
You're making my will weak, you fuck with my head. Say you wanted me, but you never wanted me. You wanted my hunger instead.
I recorded a lot of songs, worked with a lot of different people, and there was never a single that was really identified. So it was a very kind of, disorienting time, especially the last year I was on the label, because the excitement and the adrenaline had worn off. And at this point it was like people being like, okay, this needs to happen. So I think we were both getting to the point where it's like, this is not a good situation, it's not going to work, and we wanna leave. What was interesting is that it kind of felt like the worst thing had happened in a way. Like I was off the label, like I didn't put out a record, and it wasn't that bad of a feeling. Yeah, I basically just started writing again without pressure in a way. Seth and I were abstractly talking to Pledge Music, which is a crowdfunding website, and we're like, let's do it. We funded it in like 5.5 days. We reached our goal, which was awesome. And by the end of it, we were just shy of 200%. And we put the record out like just over 2 months after that. That 2-month period was all encompassing, but more than anything, it just made me feel empowered and like eager to do more. The very good thing about this entire situation is that like at the core of this is me and my manager Seth, and we've always been an incredibly united front. And that, without that, I probably would have, lost my mind or something. For the most part, it has been liberating. I think it was really important for me to realize that sometimes it's okay to bend or break your own rules, and it doesn't mean you're a bad person, and it doesn't mean that you've failed or you should have regrets. Those can often be the times when you have the greatest learning and growth, and actually ultimately like the most fun and greatest happiness. Me, I'm Kristine, I'm a lean me, machine to the green beans, if you know what I mean. I've been rapping and spitting and rocking it, getting it. Haters are babies, can't quit to the gym. Mix it with a tiny bit of complex vocab, on no low blow, straight to the gonad, so sad. You never catch what I brought, think you know what I was thinking, but you really do not.